And welcome to Hay River. This place advertises itself as the hub of the north, as we are on the shores of the Great Slave Lake there. So what can you expect in any of these small communities past the 60th parallel north when you visit one of these? Let me go over in this video the infrastructure, what you can find in any of these settlements, so you know what to expect if you have to visit one of these places. I'll go over the infrastructure items in terms of numbers. So typically you will find between number 0 and number 1, so either you have it or don't, a city hall, a fire hall and a gas station, or a road leading to it. Also you have either 0 or 1, an airstrip. Most of these communities in the winter are resupplied by air traffic. So buses or transportation or trains, passenger trains, not happening. Great selection in stores in general, not happening. You will have the basics, but nothing really beyond that. So in terms of actual infrastructure items, you will find between numbers 2 and 5 the following things here. Some of them are on the map. So you will find between 2 and 5 grocery stores, 2 and 5 restaurants, between 2 to 5 banks, ABMs, clothing or garment stores where you can get warmer mitts or whatever, again between 2 and 5. Hardware stores, including vehicle parts or any kind of car parts, truck parts, or building materials and tools. Again, you'll find between 2 and 5 businesses that are open for this kind of stuff. Pharmacies and drugstores, just in case you're sick, or hospitals, you'll find between 2 and 5, again, some of these facilities. Electronic supply, again, same thing between 2 and 5. Same applies for schools, playgrounds, or churches, should you want to visit any of those. The same roughly applies to specialists and the tradespeople, so you have fewer and fewer of those. What I mean by, say, if you need an HDMI cable, you might find a 6-foot one in one of the or 2 of the electronics stores or stores that carry electronics items, and you might find HDMI cable, say a 6-foot long one. It could be difficult to find the 25-foot long cable or the gold-plated one. You might find the cheap one or the common one. So that kind of stuff. If you need a skill saw or some kind of power tool, it's fairly easy to find one, but you're not going to find a great selection. You're not going to be able to choose between 15 brands. You'll just have the 1 or 2. Okay, in terms of jobs, you'll find that there are some tradespeople around, but usually they are too few to earn a living locally, and they have to go around and cover a lot of ground. So if you need a plumber, or if you need an electrician or a carpenter, whatever, it's gonna be difficult to find one. It's not impossible. Just get ready. If something breaks, if you need a mechanic, just brace yourself that it's gonna be a while either to get the parts in or to get the mechanic. In terms of jobs, yeah, the same applies. There isn't enough cash flow in these places to go around to have full-time, well-paying jobs. If you look over there to the industrial area, there are places with metal fabricating, welding, truck driving, this and that, but usually people need to go out and cover a lot of ground to have meaningful jobs or to pay for their mortgage or whatever. So these communities rely quite a bit on self-sustaining themselves. So that would be a really brief overview on what to expect in these small settlements. So if you need special medication, it's not going to be refilled here. If you need to see a specialist, like a podiatrist, that's not happening. You can get a general surgeon who can get you a tracheotomy if you're choking, but they are not doing kidney transplant in the hospital. Okay, so that will be basically the lay of the land here in terms of infrastructure and features. So in terms of infrastructure, there's a church building over there, another church building there, there's a Ford dealer there. Over here, this building is an elementary school with the yellow side on it, and This is a high school. We're in the middle of the high school yard here. There. So that's how things look like in a small community. This here is a major highway. It's regularly plowed. This is how it looks like. You can actually get some traction on it, although you can see it's still icy in large chunks. Over here, anything else is side streets, so this is how they look like. That's the actual pavement there. That's as much snow they can scrape away. Snowmobile tracks, of course, on the side here. Snowmobiles don't need a license plate. They're basically dirt bikes, and just with the tracks. And over here we've got a railway crossing. Now, I don't expect passenger trains to come here anytime soon. This is a CN Rail or whatever rail company owns it, and every so often a train rumbles by here and delivers some fuel to the industrial area over there. If you look at the power lines here, you can see they are tall and heavy duty, and the heavy duty power lines, there's another one carrying the bulk liquid cargo, and the power lines run in that general direction, all this heavy duty stuff, and then they split to the left to the industrial area. That's still high power stuff, and the residential smaller shorter power poles start there, and it goes into the right side of the highway, so that's where the residential homes are. And I don't know what this is, but this belongs to the railroad crossing here. So buses, yeah, not happening either. Just like passenger trains, if you want to come here you have to fly here or drive here. Yeah, good luck with that in some places. So, and over here what we have here is a fantastic hospital. What I hear is that this is a 15-bed hospital, and let's go inside and see what's happening. So this hospital inside is closed, but the emergency is open, so you can come in there. And if you take a look at this board here, what the facilities are here in this hospital, it's quite modern. Just find the English there, and you can read this stuff like lab, diagnostic imaging, rehab, spiritual care, what else, ambulatory clinic, nursing, admin, whatever, morgue, dialysis, whatever. Those are kind of some of the words that show up on this board, and all of the materials and finishes are top of the line, and everything is brand new. This was just built here last year as a cafeteria, and I don't want any people to be in the shot, but there is more hallways and with patients and people in bed. So this hospital looks like this. This is the old hospital building. It doesn't look too bad, but they moved services from here. And either which way, I'm being told by locals that you have to pick a number if you want to be seen by a doctor, and at 7:30, and then line up with that. It may take your whole day to be seen by a doctor because there's only 2 of them, and emergencies take priorities. So good luck getting a doctor within an hour. So that's a limitation here on small communities. They only have 2 doctors full time, and a couple of substitute doctors, and maybe 30 nurses taking different shifts. So that's how healthcare looks like. They have everything, but sit down and wait. And then there is this, of course, an actual sliding door leading to an actual store. Look at that, a store with fresh flowers. There's even fresh fruit over here. This is not just a corner store. Okay, so you can find all kinds of basic stuff here. Fruit juice, I don't know, fresh fruit, vegetables. Here is bananas. Look at that. There's even cake over there in the display. So let's get some bread. So basically the neighborhood here is well supplied. This store is actually very interesting. It's got some, although not a museum, some interesting items on top of the display. That's a crab trap from the early 20th century. Some agricultural implement, a hay rake, and I don't know, is that some kind of a grinder up there? Something the kids play with? There, you get the idea. And over here we've got a kid's toy as well. That one, it's a Chumley store, you know, like Bond stars on Discovery Channel. Some butter churning equipment here. Some old crates from an era when stuff was crated. Some old lanterns, an old wood stove up there, some lanterns, some more old keys, some hand crank sewing machine up there, old skates. What is that? Some baseball or sporting equipment, whatever. Some more sheet metal, kiddie toys, and very old bottles and such. So this is actually half a museum as well as a store. But as a store, it's pretty well supplied. There's even a dealer for snowmobiles and I guess dirt bikes in the summer. Let's have a look inside. Just really briefly. Oh, we got a cute guard dog here. That's a given. Hey, just walking about, discovering the neighborhood.
Not a very nice day for that.
That's all right. It's refreshing. It's only -30 with no wind chill. One thing you'll find in front of hotels and businesses is a post with an outlet on it. What people do with it is they plug in the vehicle, just like this. That's just an extension cord, and it leads from the power outlet to a block heater. The block heater is basically like a hot plate or a toaster glued onto the oil pan of the engine, something like that. It's got a heating coil in it, and that keeps the engine oil from stiffening up and losing all of its viscosity. So when the vehicle is started, then it's also lubricated as soon as it starts turning over the crankshaft, because the oil stays viscous. So that's one critical equipment here that everybody uses here. Another strange thing you might come across is when people go into the store, vehicles are just left idling, just like this. It has to do, of course, with heat and comfort and surviving and living. So these vehicles, there's nobody in them. It's not an opportunity to steal it, this one or that one. It's an opportunity to leave it alone and walk by. It's all of these vehicles are just idling here while the owners do shopping inside the store here. I'm telling you, this is so cold out here that I can only do about 2 minutes of filming with bare hand. After that, I gotta stop the camera, stop rolling, and gear up because my hands are hurting. It's so cold. So that's how the weather looks like, and that's what's going on with idling vehicles left empty with the key in it in the parking lot.